بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة الأبدية على أعدائهم أجمعين لا قيام يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم my beloved ones ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah we are going to complete the مناسك الحج. We're discussing the annex, the appendix of the Manasik al-Hajj, and there we were doing the rules of Tawaf, and we reached to where we are going to start today, the doubt in the rounds of Tawaf. The doubt in the rounds of Tawaf. And this is normal. So basically it's always nice, as I mentioned previously, to make a criteria in your mind. Like if you know 7 surahs memorized, then just program yourself. Surah Al-Fatiha first round, keep repeating until you finish first round. Surah Al-Tawheed, Ikhlas, second round. Keep repeating. So when you are repeating and you doubt, oh no, this is Surah Al-Ikhlas, this is my second round. Surah Al-Nas, third round. Surah Al-Falaq, fourth round. Surah Al-Nazil, now Laylat Al-Qadr, fifth round. Surah Al-Kawthar, Surah Idha Jaa Nasrullahi wal Fath. These are all short surahs. You can choose 7 short surahs and recite them while doing a round, one surah per round. So then when you doubt, then you will not have this problem. Another way is that you don't know 7 surahs, you have not memorized except this, and there's no problem. I mean, if you know the surah, I mean the dhikr, like in first round, program yourself. First round will be my salawat, and let this be throughout your journey there. If you keep changing the program, then you will get messed up. So just know, whenever I'll be doing salawat, that's my first round. So keep repeating salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Repeating in the second round until you're done. Then astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Then la ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. Then hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Then la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-ali al-azim. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. There's more than 7 things. So you can choose 7 dhikr which are in your mind, which you like to recite it, or 7 du'as you have memorized, anything which keeps you consistent with the tawaf and not to mess up with your tawaf. So let's see the question number 1 in the Q&As of the doubts in the rounds of tawaf. So now in the chapter of Salah, if you recall, then there is dhann and there is shak. Dhann is larger probability. 60% I know that I have done. 40% I think I did not do. So between do and did not, 60 to 40. 60, if it's more than 50%, it is dhann. It is larger probability. Okay, and on the other side it's minor probability, so you ignore the minor probability and take the larger probability. And there's shak, like 50-50. No, I don't think so I did it. I think I did it. I don't think so I did it. I think I did it. So like, it's, you can't decide. It's like this and this, you're flip-flopping, you see. So this is called doubt. So in the rules of Salah, doubts uh, and like, for example, the dhan, I'm sorry, dhan in the numbers of the raka'at will be taken as yaqeen. I don't know, is this my third rakat or fourth rakat? I think mostly it's my third rakat. You said mostly, that means you are inclining towards larger probability. Mostly it is my third rakat. Khalas, deal with it as third rakat. Mostly it is fourth rakat. Deal with it as fourth rakat. Okay, khalas, you don't have doubt. You have taken a decision, and that's based on your larger probability. So then in the doubts in the numbers of the rak'at is dealt like certainty. What about the parts? I don't know. It is did I do the ruku or not? Did I do the sujud or not? Okay, this is doubt. Mostly I did the ruku'. So that's larger probability. Mostly I did the sujood. That's larger probability. So what should I do here? No, it's still doubt. So larger probability, one, is dealt as shak in the parts of salat. When you have one in the parts of salat, you will consider it as it's a doubt and treat it with a doubt, like the way you treat a doubt in the parts of salah. On the other hand, in the rak'at, the numbers of the rak'at, if you have larger probability in the number of rak'at, you will consider a yaqeen and carry on with whatever you have made your decision based on larger probability. Larger probability is equal to certainty. So Sharia has considered your larger probability as yaqeen in when you doubt, when you have larger probability, when your doubt is converted to larger probability in the number of the rak'at, and Sharia has considered your larger probability in the parts of salah, like when you're doubting, did I do the ruku or not? So no, mostly I did it. No, consider it like a doubt. Do whatever your rules is as a person who's doubting in performance of the ruku. And those rules are there in the chapter of Salah. I'm just trying to give a prelude or a introductory thing so that you can understand this question. That sometimes the doubts are dealt as certainty, sometimes a doubt are dealt as no, sorry, sometimes the larger probability is dealt like certainty, sometimes the larger probability is dealt like shak. So let's say this is shak. Sometimes the larger probability is dealt to yaqeen, upgraded to yaqeen. Sometimes the larger probability is dealt like shak, downgraded to shak. So this is the larger probability could be upgraded, could be based on the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam and the text which we have. So here, hal dhann, the question is the larger probability in the numbers of the tawaf is going to be considered a yaqeen certainty or shak? What does that mean? That means, I don't know, it is my fourth round or fifth round. Okay. Uh, is it fourth round or fifth round? Mostly it is fourth round. So you have a doubt here. I mean, one here, mostly. Mostly it's a fourth round and not fifth round. So should I deal this larger probability as I am doing my fourth round and not fifth round, or I will go back to the rules of doubt in the rounds of the tawaf? Okay. So so this is the situation here, because we mentioned that doubt in the rounds of tawaf invalidates the tawaf. So should I consider it a doubt, that means my tawaf is gone, or should I consider it a one and consider, no, I've performed, I've certainly performed the fourth round, though you are not certain, but Sharia gives you that leverage. Okay, so how do we deal with this in the tawaf? Should that rule of salat of raka'at be applied, or rule of the parts of salah be applied? One in the raka'at, one. Here, Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah says no, it is going to be considered a doubt. That means your larger probability that you have done four rounds, but it could be fifth round. Larger probability four round. This is one. So he says no. It is going to be shak unless if it give you strong satisfaction, then it will be like yaqeen, like strong satisfaction, like 95%, like that level of one you have, not just mere 151%. No, if you have 90 and above, that no, you're strongly satisfied with your thought process on thinking and connecting things. No, most probably I can say 90%, 95%, it is my fourth round. Halas. Then you consider fourth round. If you don't get that satisfaction, okay, the degree of satisfaction, then you will be considering it doubt, and the rules of doubt will be applied. So he says here, uh, it will be considered the larger probability in the numbers of the doubt, numbers in doubting, larger probability when doubting in the numbers of, sorry, when you have a larger probability in the numbers of the tawaf. That means you think that mostly it is fourth round, but it could be fifth round as well. So you don't have yaqeen, you have dhann. So he says it will be considered as a doubt. This larger probability in the tawaf, the rounds of tawaf, will be considered as doubt as long as it does not reaches the level of itmi'nan, the level of satisfaction. Question number 2. What about in salat you have kathiru shak? Kathiru shak, the person who doubts frequently, a frequent doubter or abundance doubter, the one who doubts a lot. So, will the ruling of kathiru shak mentioned in the book of Salat, chapter of Salat, um, will be applied here in the chapter of Tawaf for the one who has abundant doubt? Okay. So what should we do? I mean, he doubts every time he doubts. And if it was applicable here, then what is the criteria of a person being abundance or a frequent doubtful person? In Salah chapter, there is because there's more than one Salah. So if certain amount of Salat he doubts, khalas, is kathir shak. Whenever he doubts, he should ignore his doubts. Is a person who's frequent doubter. So he should ignore his doubt. That is in Salah. Now, what about in Tawaf? So if there are frequent Salat, you doubt in first and second and third, then you are considered kathiru shak. So, and obviously the basic ground is 2 Salat mutawaliyat, 2 consistent Salat. And then some maraja, they have different opinions. So you check with your marja as well. So there is a criteria there in the chapter of Salah. But here you are not going to do so many tawaf. You have one tawaf, 7 rounds. There's one Salah, 4 rakat, one Salah, 4 rakat, one Salah, 3 rakat. If you doubt frequently in this Salah, but here you have only one tawaf for the Umrah al-Mufrada and Umrah al-Tamattu or Hajj al-Tamattu. And then second tawaf is for tawaf al-Nisa. There's not like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tawafat coming on. In Hajj, you have total of tawaf which you are going to do is like 3 tawaf. One in Umrah al-Tamattu, 2 in tawaf of Hajj, Hajj al-Tamattu and tawaf al-Nisa. So what is the criteria? How can we put a criteria like how many frequent tawaf a person keeps doubting or how many rounds or how many? Is there any criteria, Sayyidina? He throws it on your, throws the ball in your court. Okay. Al-urf. So he says, كثير الشك لا يعتني بشكه كما في الصلاة. A person who is frequent doubtful person, frequent doubter or frequent abundant, a person who doubts abundantly, okay, should ignore his doubt. Similarly to as it is in Salat, okay, as it is the ruling in Salat. So what's the criteria, Sayyidina? The criteria is the common consideration. Okay. So common consideration, how can I just go to the common consideration? He says apparently, see, this is he takes on his responsibility. This is not a fatwa. This is something which when he asks and he gets it. Remember, urf is not Quran, is not the hadith. Urf is you, the people, the common, the intellectual person who knows the religiosity, who's religious, who knows the religious background of a lot of things. When he observes, he considers this is not normal. Okay, so والظاهر, apparently, صدقه, it applies upon who بعروض الشك عليه أزيد مما يتعارف عروضه للمشاركين معه. Okay, the same thing. I mean, you have to decide. Here again, the even here it clarifies what is the urf here. So it is what is known by the common consideration to be abnormal condition of doubt. Okay. والظاهر, and apparently it will be applied on a person who encounters doubts more than likes of him. Okay, more than likes of him in common consideration. أزيد مما يتعارف عروضه للمشاركين معه. Whoever is with him, they can get doubts, but this guy doubts a lot, so you can say he's كثير الشك. It's not that difficult as long as you have a group of people who doubt. So there are some people who doubt less. This guy, in caravan, oh, this guy is the most doubtful person in our group. So yeah, so what it is known in the caravan, it's known in the group who knows him that he doubts a lot, and it's observed a lot everywhere. I've seen that someone or two, three people, they will always be in that condition and they will doubt a lot. So yeah. So he says that I'm going to translate literally and then make a rephrasing. Someone who it applies to someone, apparently it applies to someone who encounters doubts more than what is known to be encountering on those who are with him in the deception of his senses and or otherwise. So how much your senses they make you put in this doubtful condition. There are people, others also, they forget and their senses, but how much are you more, yani normally more than what is known in the common consideration. Okay, so yeah, this is what, so someone who encounters doubts more than whatever is encountered by those who are with him, okay, in the deception of the senses, in a way that it is considered abnormal. Okay, it's considered commonly orphan, abnormal. Yeah. Question number 3. If a person performing the tawaf doubts in the numbers of his rounds, واستمر في الطواف, he continues his rounds. During the rounds, he gains certainty about the numbers of the rounds. Khalas, it's no more doubt. He had doubt. Maybe his wife reminded me, we're not supposed to continue or finishing. So he was doubting, oh, thank you so much, because I was really doubting. I don't know, are we going to finish next round or no, we are going to continue or this kind of thing. So there's a kind of doubt. But he gained certainty that no, it is the certainty of the precise number. So again, the certainty about the precise number. So what will be the ruling of his tawaf? Is it will be valid. Question number 4. If he completed his tawaf, doubting in its validity or doubting in its rounds, and after completing, he became certain that there was no became certain of its validity, and that there was no decrease or no increase in the rounds of his tawaf. So will his tawaf will be valid? He says yes, apparently it is valid. So he during the tawaf, this and previous question is during the tawaf. The first one is during the tawaf, he was doubtful, then he gained certainty. Second one, if he completed the tawaf in hesitation in its validity or in doubting in the number of its round. But after that, this doubt came after completing. Okay, previous doubt was no, sorry, this certainty came after completing. Sorry, the doubt came after completing and certainty came after it. Question number three was no, the doubt was during the performance of tawaf. Okay, and then after that he gained certainty. In both cases, there was a doubt, there was a hesitation, then it became certain. Be it after the be it regardless of the question, as question number three says that it was during the tawaf the doubt. The question number four says it was the doubt was after the completion of tawaf. So in both cases there's a doubt and there's certainty. Hold to your certainty. So in both cases the tawaf will be valid. Again, it's similar, but an addition, a doubt has been added more. So he was doubting, if someone was doubting in the numbers of his rounds during the tawaf, then let's say his wife reminded him or his companion reminded him, so the doubt was gone. After Salat al-Tawaf, the doubt came back again. So what is the ruling? Here obviously we says Qa'idatul Faragh. Qa'idat, the rule of completion. Any doubt comes after the rule of completion and the doubt is in the validity of the Tawaf. Okay, then you carry on. You say no, he's in Salat al-Tawaf. Okay, after Salat al-Tawaf, the doubt came. So during the Tawaf, he had doubt, but then again certainty. Okay, after the Salat of Tawaf, got the doubt back again. He says there's nothing on him. That means his Tawaf is valid, because at this time the doubt came after performing Salat al Tawaf. Ruling number 315. He says question number 6. In ruling number 315, he mentioned, where did it go? Yeah. في المناسك, in the Manasik al-Hajj, in ruling number 315, it is mentioned that if someone doubts in the validity of his round after the completion of the tawaf or after passing over, okay, to another action, or like he left the platform of tawaf. So either the doubt was after completing the tawaf or after moving forward away from the place of the tawaf. So he says, in the manasik, you said that he should ignore his doubt because it was after completion. And we said any doubt in the validity of the tawaf after completion of the tawaf is considered is ignored. Said لا يعتني بشكه. What he says, what will be the ruling if the doubt in the validity of some of the rounds was during his tawaf? During his tawaf. لو شك في صحة بعض الشوط أثناء الطواف إذا كان الشك بعد التجاوز. So what if the doubt was in the validity of some of the rounds, some of the rounds, like one of the rounds he doubts, like part of the round was not performed properly during the tawaf. إذا كان بعد التجاوز عنه. So now this question is the doubt happens where? In the tawaf, during the tawaf. Okay. About what? About a previous round. So he has not completed the tawaf, but he has completed that round in which he doubted. Said, if you completed that round, finish. It's okay. There's no problem in it. because remember the rule of completion. The rule of completion says if you complete an action or part of an action, and at the end of that action you doubt, did I do it right or wrong? We'll say you did it right. You are reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. You finish Surah Al-Fatiha. You're doubting. Did I say Wala Dallin correct or not? Did I say Ar-Rahman or did I say Ar-Rahman? Khalas, you completed Surah Al-Fatiha. Carry on. So, no, but I did not complete the Salat. Oh, that's fine. Rule of completion is applied when you complete an action and you doubt in the validity of that action. That's a rule of thumb. Okay, unless if there is exceptional case from the hadith, but in general, this is what we see say the Sistani is applying here. He says no. So, he mentions in the beginning that in the manasik, you mentioned that a person doubts in his the validity of his rounds of tawaf after completing the tawaf or after leaving the place of the tawaf. So he should ignore his doubt. But this he did not complete the full tawaf. He completed a round in which he doubts that there was an error. Doubts that there was an error. After he completed it, okay, during the tawaf process, that means it's not completed. Yes, he completed a round, but did not complete the whole tawaf. So he should ignore that doubt because he completed that round in which he was doubting that did he do error or not. Question number 7. if uh, if if he doubts in the numbers of the rounds of the obligatory tawaf, less or more, okay, so is it recommended to consider it uh, less rounds and complete it and then redo it? Because doubts invalidates the tawaf. Okay. So this person is asked, instead of breaking the tawaf, is it mustahab to make a decision and complete it? Like, I don't know, it is fourth round or fifth round. So rather than just leaving it like that, okay, doubtful situation, is it recommended to consider it fourth round and complete it and then bring a new round, new tawaf? So what happens, the tawaf hanging thing, the situation of tawaf is hanging and it needs to be completed. So is it recommended to base on the lesser rounds? Okay, I don't know, did I 4 or 5? That definitely you did 4. The doubt it is in fifth. So ignore the fifth and bring the fifth and sixth and seventh and then pray the 2 rakat and then bring a new tawaf. Okay. He says it is not recommended as a legislative recommended, that means narrated recommended. However, it is recommended precaution. That means, yeah, you can based on a precautionary measure. Okay. فيما لو كان الشك في النقصان فقط. If the doubt was in decrease in the tawaf, because you see decrease you can fill in, but what about increase? So if there was a doubt in decrease, I don't know, did I do third round or fourth round? Okay, less or more. So he says that إذا شك في عدد الأشواط فليستحب له البناء. Yeah, ليس مستحبا, it is not recommended. However, it is a recommended precaution. If the doubt was in the less, not more than 7, if the doubt was something below 7, such as a doubt between third and fourth round, okay, so you can consider it third and bring fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, pray 2 rakat and bring a new one, a proper one. وأما لو كان شكه, and this tawaf al-wajib, because tawaf al-wajib is hanging, you cannot invalidate the tawaf al-wajib just like that or leave it without that muwalat issue we mentioned. وأما لو كان شكه في الزيادة والنقصان, okay, however, if the doubt was between the less and more. That means below 7 and more than 7. Okay. Uh, Such as, he says, such as if the doubt was in the last round. I don't know, is this my sixth round or seventh round or eighth round? He says there is no precautionary measure here. Just bring a new round, okay, and kiss the salah, kiss the tawaf goodbye. So therefore, unless you can continue and bring a new one, and it's an option. It's an option. You just can throw it aside and bring a new one. But it's a recommended precaution. Just you did some, consider less. Maybe in the knowledge of Allah, it's valid and authentic, and it's valid and correct if you based on less and then build upon it the remaining deficit of the rounds of the tawaf, and then after that pray 2 rakat and bring a new one. So inshallah, maybe this would be your obligatory tawaf, and the new one would be barakah, recommended one. Okay. So he says that yeah, there is no precautionary measure when it is more than 7. Uh, Question number 8: if someone doubts in the number of the if someone doubts in the number of the rounds, and then he considered his tawaf invalid, and he performed a new tawaf, because doubts in the rounds invalidates a tawaf. Okay. That previous ruling we said he likes to complete. It's recommended precaution. Okay. But anyways, the tawaf becomes invalid. But he says maybe in the knowledge of Allah it was not invalid. Let me patch it up with the remaining rounds and finish it off and then bring a new round. But he doesn't have to do that. He just can start new round, new tawaf. Okay. So he says that if he doubts in the numbers of the rounds, and he considered it invalid and performed a new tawaf. During the new tawaf, okay, he realized the number of the rounds of the first tawaf. What should he do? He says completes the second tawaf. Okay. إلا إذا تيقن بكمال الأول, unless if he was 100% sure that the previous tawaf was complete. If it was not complete, complete this one. Unless if you are sure that the previous tawaf was complete 7 full rounds. Question number 9. A person performs tawaf and doubts in the numbers of tawaf during. So he asked his companion, remember his wife, his friend, his buddy, his brother, his father, his son, whoever, I mean, somebody closest, or that guide of halal bromance we said. So he told his companion, okay, that we are in sixth round. فقال له صاحبه, his companion told him, okay, that we are in the sixth round. So he depended on his words and completed the rounds. That means he completed the sixth and brought the seventh. However, his companion doubted in that after completing the salat of tawaf. Okay. So after completing the salat of tawaf, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh, what? Remember I told you sixth round? Now I'm doubting that was it sixth or seventh or fifth or sixth. Oh. But you have completed your tawaf now, and the rule of completion will be applied here. You completed your tawaf. Doubt after completion of the ibadah, the doubt in the validity of a worship, act of worship. After completing it is ignored and neglected. So it says, will are both of them required to do something, or one of them required to do something? فَلْيَلْزَمْ أَحَدُهُمَا شَيْءٍ بَعْدَ هَذَا الشَّكِّ. Is any one of them is required to do something after having this doubt of that companion who told him sixth round and it came out to be now he is doubting. He said, ignore the doubt. Both of them, there's nothing upon both of them. There's nothing is required from any of them, and any of them. Both of them are okay. ما حكم من زاد شوطا في الطواف? What is the ruling of someone who increased a round, one round in his tawaf? That means 7, he got it 8. فأكمله بستة. And then he completed with 6 more. That means tawaf and tawaf. And he doubted in his second. So he doubted in his second. وشك في الثاني. So is that shak in the second round is considered to be a doubt in the obligatory tawaf or recommended tawaf? Because obligatory tawaf invalidates it. So he says it is as obligatory tawaf. The doubt, the second round is dealt as an obligatory round. Okay. So he increased one round. He did 8 rounds. So now he is adding 7 rounds to that, so that there is a new tawaf. Now he doubts in the 7 rounds which are now in his hand. So will it be as mustahab, this tawaf, extra tawaf, or will it be dealt as obligatory? He said it will be dealt as an obligatory, which is the doubts invalidate the tawaf. So, final question for this session. Relying on count of others in the rounds of tawaf is correct and sufficient in every case absolutely, or there is a condition of satisfaction in the words of the companion, as it is in the sa'i between Safa and Marwa? He says, no, here also, لا بد من حصول الاطمئنان. When your companion gives you a number and it creates a doubt, no, I don't think so, we are in the 6th round. It doesn't give me satisfaction, then you should not be taking his words. Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I think because we were like 4th round and 5th round, and yes, this has to be 6th. Thank you so much. So the words of the companion needs to create a satisfactory, or it should be satisfactory, or should cause satisfaction to the person, itminan. If it doesn't cause itminan, then it will not be valid. Then it will be considered doubt if it doesn't have any certainty. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.